Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Germany has said it will not give in and that Europe must respond firmly as US President Donald Trump targets imported cars and car parts with a 25% tax in his latest tariffs.
And this is a direct attack.
Other major world economies have vowed to retaliate, with France branding the move very bad news, Canada calling it a direct attack, and China accusing Washington of violating international trade rules. Mr. Trump has threatened to impose far larger tariffs if Europe works with Canada to do what he describes as economic harm to the US. At least 6 tourists have died, while 39 have been rescued after a submarine sank in the Egyptian Red Sea. The accident happened around 1 kilometre off the coast of Hurghada. The governor said the tourists were from Russia, Norway, Sweden and India, and that all 6 who died were Russian. In recent years, there have been other incidents involving Red Sea tourist boats operating out of the city. Western sanctions on Russia need to be increased, not weakened, in order to bring it to the negotiating table. That's according to Sir Keir Starmer. The Prime Minister accused Vladimir Putin of playing games and playing for time after the Russian president demanded sanctions are lifted before a maritime ceasefire with Ukraine is enacted.
This week we saw the agreement on a ceasefire in the Black Sea. I welcome this as a vital first step forward, but within a few minutes of the announcement, Russia set out new conditions and delays. Now, President Trump has rightly called them out for dragging their feet. And we agreed here in Paris today that it's clear the Russians are filibustering. They are playing games and they're playing for time. It is a classic from the Putin playbook. But we can't let them drag this out while they continue prosecuting their illegal invasion. Instead, we should be setting a framework and a deadline of delivering real progress, and then we should hold them to that deadline.
At least 5 people have been injured following a stabbing in central Amsterdam, according to police. Dutch police say the area, which includes Dam Square, has been cordoned off and an emergency helicopter has been deployed. A suspect has been arrested, but the motive remains unclear. The detention of South Sudan's first vice president, Riek Machar, has effectively collapsed the 2018 peace deal that ended the country's 5-year civil war. That's according to his party. An armed convoy led by top security officials, including the defence minister, entered Machar's residence in the capital Juba and disarmed his bodyguards late on Wednesday. Machar was detained alongside his wife Angelina Teny, who is the country's interior minister.
An undercover specialist, he never shows his face.
An investigative journalist who won an $18 million defamation case against a Ghanaian MP says that although he is hopeful he will receive the money, what is more rewarding is the message his victory sends. Anas Arameo Anas began legal action against Kennedy Agyapong after the MP labelled him a criminal following his investigation into football corruption in Ghana and elsewhere. He initially brought the case in Ghana and lost, but then took it to the US, where Agyapong owns property, and won. And X-Men stars Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart are reprising their roles by joining the cast of Marvel's forthcoming Avengers Doomsday. The film is set for release in May 2026, with Robert Downey Jr. already announced as playing the villain Dr. Doom. Sir Ian has not appeared as Magneto since 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past. Sir Patrick, meanwhile, last reprised his Professor Charles Xavier role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in 2022. Marvel Studios apparently listed the new movie's cast by posting a video showing a row of chairs with names on the back. As well as Sir Ian and Sir Patrick, other names include Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston and Anthony Mackie. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.